What's good, everybody? You're now with Mixxeners, your big dog kid 6, Shot Town's finest Carlton, your dig, your girl Leah, aka the therapist. Listen, guys, I know y'all was looking forward to the episode to drop on Thursday, but you know we had to do a few things differently this week, man. Shout out to your Bulls.
Oh yeah,
they came through.
They came
through. So your boy C, he went to go check out the Wizards and Bulls game, and they won.
They won.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
I think it was like 11 or 12.
Okay.
DeMar DeRozan dropped 32 because somebody must have told him that I'm about to turn 32, and it was just like, I got you, bro.
That's what's up, man.
He just dropped 50 last night too, so come on.
Shout out to your Bulls, y'all in good position. Y'all making it to the playoffs. Shout out to y'all.
Playoffs.
Shout out to a good team making it to the playoffs. Shout out to all the teams out there making it to the playoffs.
The Lakers suck.
I'm hearing, I'm seeing.
Shout out to all the fucking teams that's making the playoffs. You know what? But it's cool because the Knicks got eliminated, so no Knicks fan can talk shit to me at all. Like, if your team got eliminated, oh well. But the Lakers, yeah, they're trash. They're trash.
Yeah, that's what everybody been saying.
I saw a video on Twitter that resurfaced, and everybody was just showing how, like, Kobe, man, RIP to the Mamba. Kobe guaranteed that they would make the playoffs. And he did everything in his power, and they did just that. Granted, they got eliminated in the first round, but it's cool. But he
couldn't play. He couldn't even play. He gave his only begotten Achilles to will his team into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to the Bean.
Rest in peace to the Bean.
I seen somebody license plates the other day on, what was it, the 31st, yesterday. On my way to work, somebody license plate, it said K Bean 24. She was a Delta too, because it had Delta tags on. So she was trying to race a little bit, so
I ain't gonna front. That could have been a sign of play the lottery right there.
It could have been. I should have bet on the game that DeMar was gonna score 32 because I said he was gonna score 32.
Dang, see?
I don't know, man. I need to make better decisions as far as betting when I turn 32.
Oh yeah, man, for sure, man.
We're gonna keep that in mind.
Shout out to the sponsors, man. Wine O'Clock, they blessed us with some good sangria that we're gonna be sipping on tonight. And of course, we hold it down. But this one, we have to talk about what's been slapping everybody this week, all right? Shout out to Wine O'Clock. Shout out to Rich King brand. Know how we do, always holding it down, man, with the black-owned businesses. We might have something in store for y'all, too. So just stay tuned and stay in the mix.
Always.
But it's time for us to really jump into this one, man. Because we got a 2-part episode that's going to drop for y'all this week. So we got, this is the part of the mixing up. And then later on, we got the wind down. But it's not really a wind down. It's more of like...
It's like a round table mixed with the wind down. I had to talk about it. I had to talk about this.
So we blessing y'all. We really blessing y'all with like 2-part episods for real.
We getting it, man.
So
we love y'all that much.
That's a whole fact, man.
Yeah.
That is a whole fact. So
let's get into it, man.
it's been nothing but talks.
All week. And if you've been living under a log, which I'm sure you haven't, because everybody's been talking about this.
Everywhere, even on Facebook.
That's
even on Facebook, you already know.
Nah, everywhere got it the same
40
time.
and up on Facebook, they talking about
TikTok, Twitter, Instagram.
Man,
it's been a little more chat on Facebook because you can have like 5,000 paragraphs. You know what I'm saying? Which I read.
Not limited
so
to that. But if you really reading, you really be taking the time to read them long ass posts?
No.
Oh, I hope not. You probably do.
If some are like,
you gotta read through the trolls,
right? Like, that be, you gotta, they say with teachers, right? Like teachers teach you with like the first couple of lines. Yeah. That's what gets you. After that, you done lost your audience depending on what you talked about in those first couple of.
As soon as I see somebody that say,
right.
disclaimer, this is a long post, I'd be like, I don't
see,
even care no more. As soon as they say it, it's a wrap. I'm not reading it. Like, I don't even care.
It was a lot of chatter.
It's a lot of chatter, Tastes so good, make you want to slap your mama. But in this tape, talk about my wife, you might get slapped.
My wife's name out your fucking mouth!
It's been that crazy that people were unfriending people.
That's hilarious.
I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm really not surprised. It was split. It was about as split as it was when it came to the vaccine.
Yeah.
So it's been very split. So the Oscars took place last week. And
over the weekend,
over the weekend, I know I didn't know about it. Did you know about it?
The Oscars? I
Yeah.
know about it.
Okay.
I didn't know.
I honestly didn't know about it. I didn't know I'd be waking up to a video of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Now, and to
See,
me,
Facebook me on it because I found out that same night.
cause y'all be young, y'all ain't got shit else to do.
I found out the same night too. I found out the same night too.
You know, I was knocked out. So when I rolled over and jumped on, when I rolled over and jumped on Twitter, I'm just seeing this. I'm like, oh, that happened. Now it wasn't a nip slap. R.I.P.
No,
to
it
Nipsey,
definitely
man. You
wasn't
know,
Victory slap?
wasn't a victory slap.
Not at
It
all.
wasn't.
man.
It wasn't. You know, I don't know. You know, the last 2 slap videos we done seen. Now this one and the one where the guy tried to kiss Will and Will did that.
He did a little tap.
I don't know how his slaps is really coming. I don't know. But Chris Rock made a reference to Jada. In regards to
We gotta say it. What he said.
Jada,
he's looking.
Jada, I love
Jada,
you.
I love you. Can't wait to see G.I. Jane 2.
Oh yeah.
That's
The
it.
crowd went from one of those laughing to, oh, come on. He like, it's a joke.
They didn't do that yet.
Yes, it did. That's why he was like, it was a
I thought
soft
they laughed
one. It
until-
was
That's why he was like, come on, that was a joke. That's why
What
he
was
said
it?
that.
All right, I'll let you
Yeah.
finish.
So you know he claimed it was a joke. He's a comedian.
It was a joke. It was definitely a joke.
So yeah, Will was laughing. Now everybody was, wanted to point that out. He was laughing until he looked over.
Slight chuckle.
Until he looked over and saw that Jada was not pleased
At all.
by the comment.
She the biggest
Now for me, I feel as though because everybody has different reactions when they feel as though they're about to pop off on someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody might cry. Somebody might kick back and chuckle. Somebody might be like, "Yo, this nigga really-
Yeah.
he for real?"
I've seen them all.
We've seen
I've
all
seen
the
them
mixed
all.
emotions. For Will, I look at it like this. I felt like Will was really laughing because it's like, damn, he done said my wife's name. I gotta go slap the shit out of him now.
It's a processing.
Yeah.
You just process what happened.
A
and
quick
then you react.
process.
Quick process.
So,
Because even Jada cracked a smile before she rolled her eyes.
That's true.
As she rolled her eyes. As a matter of
yeah.
fact.
So, Will walked up on stage. Now, I know growing up, my pops always told me, if anybody steps into your box, you better be ready to defend yourself and hit him first before they can hit you.
So you saying that's what Chris Rock should have did?
Chris Rock should have really been on this shit.
I
He
don't
wasn't
think
coming up
Chris
for a
Rock-
handshake.
I don't
He
think
wasn't
Chris
coming
Rock
up for
knew.
that's your
I don't
problem.
think he knew either. Should he
But
have
you
expected?
still gotta be, because you don't know what to expect. He ain't come up with a smile on his face. So that right there should have been like, all right, what you trying to do?
Smirk. He might have had a little, regardless, you just joked on his wife in front of him and he's
Mhm.
approaching you. You should have at least been on point a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta be
I can give him that. I don't think he expected to get slapped at all.
Yeah.
I think he
Yeah,
expected
I
a
agree.
reaction.
He took the slap like a G. In my opinion, the slap was a little.
Oh, well, let's finish. For those who don't know, let's finish. So Will Smith went up and
Slapped
slapped
Chris Rock.
the, you know how we say.
I wouldn't say he
Oh,
slapped
shit.
the shit out of
He
him.
wouldn't say he slapped the shit out
He
of him.
slapped him.
He slapped him.
slapped
yeah,
him.
he slapped him.
He put a little body into it.
Yeah.
And turned around.
That right
Fist
there.
walked
Now,
over.
Chris Rock could have easily been able to dip that. Will caught back
Could've,
far.
could've.
So that right there should have told me like, all right,
It wasn't in slow motion though. I would've
it
said
wasn't.
that.
So
It was-
It was just so shit. Yeah.
you should have
Wasn't like
easily
slow
did
motion,
that.
it was like a-
You see somebody saying going back, what you gonna do? You gonna stand there?
Oh, no.
You know how
But I
some
mean,
people,
like
just
I
like you
said,
said, different reactions.
wasn't- it
Some
wasn't
people
slow.
are just
It wasn't a
like,
slow
they're just
slap.
shocked. They're
It
just
wasn't a
in
slow
shock.
You see a woman ready to come across your face, what you doing? You gonna stand
But
there?
I'm saying, here's the thing, y'all. Realistically speaking, no, I'm not. But I'm also saying we all don't know. There are some people who are literally shocked when they can't move. You know, I be watching movies and stuff like do something. People are, they do have a shock where they just are shocked. They
I don't
can't
even
do
think it was
anything.
the shot. I think it was the fact that he didn't expect Will to hit him, and Will didn't swing slow.
He didn't.
He didn't cock back slow and then hit him. He went up there, looked at him, and then just slapped him, and then
went back to his
yeah. So he after he got slapped, he was like, okay.
and then
Will
told
Smith
me,
just slapped the shit
keep
out of
my
him.
wife's name out your fucking mouth.
And he was like,
Twice.
well, it was a joke.
Twice.
He was like, it was a joke. Then he emphasized
Yeah.
again.
And then he said, you know, I won't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to.
I'm going to.
I'm
Thank
going
you.
to.
That was the correct
And then
word.
he was like, this is the greatest night of television. Then he proceeded
Oh, and then
present
shut
the
up,
award.
Will. because he won an award that night.
Right after that. His
Won
first
an
Oscar.
Oscar.
Yeah.
His first
He
Oscar.
won an Oscar.
It's too bad we're not talking about it.
We are talking about it.
We're gonna talk about it. See, the thing
I
is,
wish we can talk about it. But
we can.
Yeah.
The thing
No.
is that people want to put so much focus on the slap.
I mean,
He did that to us.
They don't have to, but
I see focus.
you don't have to. You don't have to stay focused on it now, do you?
You know.
I mean, we don't, but that's just the reality.
That's just like with the whole entanglement thing. You don't have to stay focused on it, but people still mention it, right?
Here's the thing, y'all. We know we probably shouldn't be doing, but we know the reality of our society.
So
People love drama, controversy.
I'm glad you mentioned drama too, because I got something to say on that one, because it's been mixed reviews, right? It's been mixed reviews. So you definitely have the black community split, just like how they were split on the vaccine and everything. So we pretty much be split on everything. When it came down to this, you had folks who were with Will.
Mm-hmm.
You had folks who felt like he shouldn't have did that. This is embarrassing. Who was it embarrassing for, really? But we'll dive into that. We can now chime in on our take. C, because you were very quiet this week in the group chat, but for good reason. You wanted to save for the Mixxeners.
I wanted to save for the Mixxeners.
All right, let's
So
kick
see.
it off for us, see.
I'll kick it off for y'all. So my take initially was like, when I seen it, I was like, damn, Will Smith, like you gotta emphasize on the people. Will Smith just smacked Chris Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see what happened. I wasn't upset. I can't front. And that's when I had to start checking myself, and I'm like, damn, is it just me? Because I'm like, I've seen people get slapped for much less. And then the grandeur of the situation, you're on the world stage. You're on the Oscars. The entire world was watching the Oscars. The whole world. The video that I seen was from Australia. The other video that I seen was from Japan. So everybody in the world they seen the slap, but they seen the joke too.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like initially I'm like, okay, there's no such thing as a joke that doesn't offend somebody. I feel like as a person that jokes, as a person that makes jokes, you kind of, even a little bit in your heart, have to be prepared for somebody to maybe get physical with you over jokes, because that's just the reality. It's
Right.
the reality. Anytime, any place, even at the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing the backstory about why the joke was offensive in the way that it was because of Jada's condition, I can see how, you know what I'm saying, he would have wanted to slap him. There's more than one way to resolve that. Like, I felt like that wasn't the only way that he could have done that, but I wasn't upset with him choosing that way over other possible ways that would have gotten the point across too. And after that, I really was just like, shit like that happens, and then moving on from it. But then, of course, the reaction from the world is going to act like he just killed somebody. Everybody's going to be so offended. They're going to be so mortified. People are going to make it about Jada. They're going to make it about Chris. They're going to make it about Will. They're going to make it about Chris. They're going to kind of exclude Jada from the situation, even though it was about her.
Mm-hmm.
And everything just went left and went right. And I was just like, well, damn, a nigga said a joke that was too offensive. He got slapped for it. Life moves on. That's kind of how I looked at it. But then I realized, like, most people don't really react to stuff like that. That's when I was like, damn, was it just me? Because I'm used to shit like that. I don't know. But that's just how I took it. Initially, it's more to it, but that's the basis of where my thought process began in this situation.
You got more?
I mean, yeah, but
Oh, okay.
we can get into that too. I'm not finna.
Kiss it.
To be honest with you, it wasn't again, like I stated earlier, it wasn't a crazy slap. It was shocking to see Will come out of character like that, but I also wasn't upset. I'm like, okay, he slapped him, cool, move on. And he won that night. I'm like, all right, that's what's up, that's lit. How you slap somebody and win? And he probably went home and fucked the shit out of Jada too at that.
They probably slept
You
in
know?
different
Nah, they probably did.
They probably sleep in a different bedroom.
Oh, they probably did.
I'm gonna get in my
They
take.
probably
But go
did.
ahead. I ain't gonna cut you
But-
off. My apologies, brother.
No, you good, you good.
Okay.
But I mean, I felt as though it wasn't. I felt as though to me it wasn't as deep as the way everyone was making it. It's like you said, everybody is just like making it about themselves or making it about
definitely
yeah,
making it
like
about themselves.
putting themselves in their own like
Yeah,
oh
I would
well,
agree with that.
man, if that was me, and it's kind of like it's kind of in a sense to where I'm like, yo, why is it that everybody who feels like Will shouldn't have did that is kind of like, oh yeah, black people shouldn't be acting this way in front of white folks. Because that's what it really was. That's what it was really about. I guarantee you, if it was on any other, because here's the thing, there's women out here, there's folks out here, and I can't even just say women, there's men out here too who watch the Real Housewives of Atlanta and all of these shows, or what do? They fight
every episode.
Or if they say something about them, they go on the Twitter or Facebook, oh, if that was me, I'd have slapped the shit out of her, this, that, and the other. Now, it's cool to do all of that stuff on TV. Everybody finds it amusing, right? But as soon as they get on, not at the Oscars,
I'm
you
glad
can't
you
do that.
said that because it was so much. I wish we had to shut the F up drop, but we need to find one because there's so many people that need to shut that up.
You can't do this at the Oscars, but you can do this on reality TV. And it's kind of like...
Anywhere, anytime.
What does him doing? It doesn't matter. Like,
anywhere, anytime.
And I also think too, like at the same time, like regardless of it, I had to really sit back and really think about it. I'm like, yo, y'all really trying to say this man embarrassed himself, and I'm just like, how? Oh, this put an effect on his legacy. Did it really?
No, it didn't. I'm
like, because nobody has been talking about Independence Day. Oh, he played a hell of a role in Independence Day, man. He did the damn thing in Wild Wild West. Man, Pursuit of Happiness, hell no. You know what everybody's been, you want to know what everybody's been talking about? What the hell Jada's been doing. The entanglements, how he looked, everybody's been talking about that. He gets more talk about that than anything. You gotta really think, this man has been going through so much, displaying so much, feels like he has to answer everything from fucking Tupac questions. They had to even talk, she talked about their sex.
She did.
Who?
Her and Will. She talked
even
about
even without Will, she talked about, I think it was an interview with Oprah or something.
Yeah.
Which I'm again, y'all got a whole different perspective.
So it's like this man really, ain't no telling how this man has really coped with everything from the whole August situation. Even for all of that, like we really don't know what goes on in the house with them and what other issues, deep-rooted issues they may have. But mentally, Will's not okay. He might show it on Instagram. Everybody does that. Everybody shows that they're okay and happy on social media. But off of that, he's not okay. And at the Oscars, it showed. He's not okay. He's tired of hearing his name. He's tired of hearing his wife's name being mentioned on anything. And
rightfully so.
I get it. Like it's so many other people in this world to talk about or put your focus on. Why do you continue to just like mention my name or my wife's name? Leave us alone. So I was just like, hey, I'm for it. I'm not upset.
Y'all ready for the therapist? I'm sure, because I got a minute. So y'all make sure y'all got your thoughts out because
I got more thoughts, but
I got more too, but that's just how I felt.
Okay. Initially, when I first seen it, I was like, dang, Will Smith really slapped Chris Rock, right? And I'm
that's
like,
that's crazy.
Right. Like Will Smith of everybody you wouldn't think would slap anybody, let alone like Chris Rock.
Everybody likes
Will
Chris.
Smith slaps a fan. No, he slapped Chris Rock.
Everybody hates.
Somebody put that music over that
They did.
scene too. Hilarious.
And I was like, when I, heard the joke, and mind you, I know that she suffers from alopecia, but when I heard the joke, I really just thought about just like baldness, right? Like we think about it at a comedy show, right? People in the front row can definitely catch it. And somebody who's bald, especially a woman, think about like, no disrespect to Lizzo, but if like Lizzo was sitting in the front seat, she probably could catch it. Anybody can kind of.
At a comedy show or the Oscars?
Either or. If it's a comedian hosting at any award show, or even a comedy show, you can catch it.
Especially
at a comedy show, right?
But I don't mean to cut you out, but I do want to make it clear. Everybody knows, black or white, no matter what, when it comes to black women in their hair, it's a sensitive thing. We all know, but you know it's a sensitive thing.
I know it's a sensitive thing, but here's my thing. I feel like, okay, my personal take, Will was dead wrong. I really sat on it. I felt like at the end of the day, it didn't warrant a slap. It really didn't. Like, he could have sat from the seat. He could have said what he said, but he didn't have to warrant. It didn't warrant. I feel like the offense just wasn't it. Like, I didn't think so.
Will Chris Rock have been pussy if he'd have pressed charges? Because you know they're trying.
Yeah, because Jim Carrey said like 2,000 mil. I mean, we kind of expected. And I wouldn't call him pussy. I would just say, he.
I'm not going to fight
in our community, we do, and that's why Chris
slap you and then press charges.
Here's my thing. I understand why Chris Rock didn't do it, and I understand it's a thing in our community. But there is a consequence for your actions. Like these guys out here, if you out here doing stuff
Consequence-
like this,
Consequence was a slap.
and I don't think that was worthy of consequence. Like, and I say this to say, I felt like if it were a malicious intention, if it was a personal attack, if he incited or insinuated some sort of violence, if he put his hands on Jada, all right, I get
You
that.
don't think
None
him
of
jumping on
that
Jada was a
happened.
personal attack?
No, I don't think it was any malicious behind that. It was just a joke. Because then, like I said, we gonna say that we had a whole, and we gonna be fair. We had a whole episode about Chappelle going in on all the LGBT. What we say,
It
but it's
wasn't a
just
personal
jokes.
attack, though.
None of these are personal attacks because they're
The
comedians.
joke was directly at Jada, though.
My
It
whole
wasn't
thing, it wasn't no malice behind it. He's a comedian.
It was still a personal joke, though.
It
It's
doesn't have
personal
to.
to him.
It doesn't
That's
have
what
to
I
be
mean.
any
Personal.
malice
But
behind
that's what I'm
for
saying.
him. But
that-
for her, it's kind of like maybe she really doesn't know how to maybe she hasn't really processed that the fact that she's dealing with this. Everybody
I'm
goes
about to
through
be- I'm
it.
about to get
I ain't
on
even
that
talking
in a
about
second,
I ain't even
but-
talking about process no malice. I'm just talking about
But when
the
I
joke was
say
directly
when
at
I
Jada
no,
Pinkett.
yeah, not that's
So
what you're
they
talking.
don't get no more personal than
You
that, right?
speaking literally. When I say
Yeah.
personal, I mean malice. That's what I mean. It's like
So
like
you
you're.
mean malice, you don't mean personal.
Yes,
Okay.
it was like this. Like I'm being malicious when
Right.
I'm
It
calling
was
you
no
out.
malice.
It wasn't no
It was no
malice
malice.
with it where I feel like you gotta physically harm somebody. That's what I mean.
You think Will do that?
No, Will is way too seasoned and nah, I ain't hearing that. He's been a comedian. He's way too seasoned. I definitely think that because you was laughing. So if he really thought, I feel like he was really laughing. I honestly do.
Is
feel like he
Will
was
actually a
laughing.
comedian?
I mean.
He's funny. He's not a comedian.
I don't
He's
think
not
he's
a
like a
comedian.
comedian, but
He's never
he's
did
been
comedy.
he's
He's
kind of
never
been
did
in the game long enough to kind of know what that was. I feel my personal opinion. All in all, I just didn't think it warrant that. But if we dig a little bit deeper, and that's my thoughts. I'm like, all right,
So this where we getting deeper?
yes,
Because that was your initial.
yeah, that was my
reaction,
initial.
right?
I
now
am
we
team.
diving in
Nah,
deeper.
Yes,
It's the therapist here.
There, so we gotta dive in deeper,
Okay.
right? Can't nobody tell me that this was about just a joke. And you can't tell, therapist or not. But since I'm gonna use my, since I am the therapist, I'm gonna say is everything beyond a joke. I feel like for a lot of reasons what you just mentioned, and Jada, I'm gonna get on her ass because she has been publicly humiliating this man for years.
I
And
usually
we-
don't agree with you, but I agree with you.
Thanks for pointing that out. Kick
Point
that.
that out. Point that out.
We got a classic
y'all.
episode, guys.
Yeah.
We said that, but
Yeah, put a pinpoint on this.
for years,
Mhm.
publicly,
Yeah.
Okay.
we do what we do best as a court of public opinion and ridicule.
Mhm.
I'm not saying we add.
Because the jokes is gonna fly.
The jokes are gonna fly.
They've been
Unfortunately.
flying on Will heavy.
They're gonna fly.
Will took his ass to the table because they didn't have. Here's my thing: when August Alsina came out, they didn't have to confirm. You remember we had this episode about Carmen and Tiffany,
Yeah.
and what did I say?
They didn't have
You
to
don't have to
confirm
confirm anything. You don't have to. Like it's your business. And you just but what
Now
they do,
they're
took
single.
their ass to the
Okay.
goddamn red table, which
Now
has been
they're
ruining
single.
their marriage. So I feel like we heard this protection because then we're gonna get deeper. It's like, all right, I have to break it down. I'm gonna start with black women. First, no. First, I'm gonna start with non-black women. I know y'all wanted to be supportive. We didn't need y'all blind support. I need y'all to sit this one out. I've seen a lot of, protect. That's, he's protecting the black woman. I'm gonna need y'all to sit this one out. Y'all know black women trauma. I understand it, but when I seen it, I didn't feel any. Yes, they're supporting us from other women. Y'all sit that out.
A lot of women felt that though.
I didn't. I need them to sit out. Black women, okay?
Okay.
We're talking about we look at defending and protecting. Tiffany Haddish made a comment. She says, it was a beautiful thing to see because it shows that a man loves and cares and whatever the hell else she said.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody truly listen to Tiffany Haddish though?
But you know what? She's still in a. You're awful. She's still in a.
Just saying.
She's still in a position where
Yeah.
her words carry some weight because a lot of women agree with us.
Yeah.
It's a little bit. It's not so
A lot of-
We're gonna put the emphasis on some weight.
All right, so yeah, so I agree with you, Kisses. A lot of women agreed with her and said this is how I wanted my man to protect me. And I said, first of all, I feel like there wasn't any need to protect or to defend anything. In my case, it wasn't. And in my not my opinion, just my Aaliyah's opinion.
I think here's where I think the women were coming from with that, because you see a lot of videos that's circulating, and when I say a lot of videos, it's said that everybody always has to pull their camera out and record something and make it known, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, we've seen hella videos to where, you know, black woman is being attacked by black men. You know, we saw how this like young girl was tossed in a dumpster by like 4 black teens or so, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody did anything. See videos to where black man is fighting a black woman. Everybody's just quick to pull the camera out, but nobody's really there to like check the nigga and really knock his ass out, right? So I think for them, regardless of like, again, you're right. He could have handled things there. He could have.
Let me finish this point,
like,
because I know where you're going with it. Where we are the least respected, and I'm not disagreeing with that, but I feel like we have such internalized trauma that anything that represents an ideology of protection, even if it is external from our moral compass, we cling to and we say, yes, this is it, right?
Is that a bad thing?
It varies, because
So is that a bad thing in this situation?
I wouldn't have allowed my husband to go up there. So yes, I think it was a bad thing in this situation, not me personally. But, and I feel like the brothers want to take the, you know.
Do you feel like it was like that for Will?
In that moment, I don't think he thought about anything. Do I think that he's thinking about it now and
Do you
seeing
think that Jada was, you know, okay with what he did?
Absolutely. And I'm digging her ass in a second. Absolutely. And we've seen the video. Because she ain't intervened. She laughed at it. She did nothing. She was like, yes, he deserved to get slapped. That's the energy I got from the video when I saw it. I would never have allowed my husband to go up there.
You feel like Jada deserves to be slapped?
Absolutely.
The irony.
Absolutely.
The irony.
We talk
so
about.
So if it was Jada on stage, if she got slapped, you'd be okay with it?
Jada need one to get slapped.
No. My question to you.
And no, in reality, nobody should slap anybody, but
you would be okay
Jada
with
need
it.
a slap.
You'd have been smirking. You'd have been like,
I'm not a Jada fan no more, y'all.
You'd have been like, that's what that bitch did.
But I'm gonna tell you why. Here's the thing. So I feel like if we want to talk about protecting and defend, right? First of all, we need to hold ourselves to that same standard. Offsets the fab, y'all shut the hell up.
You need to shut the fuck up.
Because you don't need another man to disrespect y'all wives. Emily probably still looking for her teeth right now. So
I ain't going front. Fab definitely had to sit that one now.
Right?
I ain't going front. If you a nigga that be beating on your girl,
or even cheating on your girl,
you gotta sit that one out, bro.
For men who physically or verbally, mentally abuse their woman, that is a form of disrespect. That doesn't come in just this way. So for all the men who have something to say but do that to their own women, I need you to shut the hell up forever. Like, y'all just shut up. For the women,
you know you can curse. You're 42.
Fuck you.
Oh, but she 42. I heard that.
That's funny.
For the women who say, you know, want to be protected and defended, again, we gotta hold ourselves to that same standard. We support the same men. We listen to the same musical guys who disrespect us and don't hold. We do that. So I feel like if we're gonna hold men to that standard, we gotta do it too. And speaking of defending and protecting, don't we protect and defend our kings? Like I said, Jada, you sat your bald-headed ass there, and yes, I said it, and let your husband walk up there at no point in time. Mind you, people were saying it wasn't posted. No, it wasn't. Will sat there, he laughed, and after he laughed, seen Jada's face, and he took about 10, 15 steps. At no point in time did she intervene. And some people say, well, maybe she didn't know. All right. Even when he walked his ass and sat down, I didn't see her. Hey, baby, it's okay. Like this your night, babe. Like, we'll talk about it after. Calm down. It's cool. He was able to say it twice. She laughed when Chris Rock said, Will slapped the shit out of me. He said the whole keep my wife's name out your mic twice. She sat her ass there and did nothing. And now it's like, what I say is the biggest night of Will's career. Because he may not ever get an Oscar. If he got one late in his game, I'm not saying he may not, but I don't think he will. I don't think he's going to get an Oscar.
How long the Oscars been going on?
Like 93 years. He got this his first one.
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't think he may get one again.
It's only been 4 black men to get
right.
one.
Denzel, Will, and
so if he
right.
doesn't get one again,
right?
it's
So
already
and here's my thing, y'all boy.
So that
That's why I'm gonna get on Will in a second. Y'all did y'all fake ass boycott. And that's what I'm gonna say because you ain't get nominated. Just for you to go there now, and now you're and win. You finally got the win. But now niggas wasn't even talking about it. We're talking about the slap. Nah, I ain't seen not one post.
I did.
It was good for you. I ain't seen it. It was Facebook.
They was dancing again, jiggy with it too.
That's another thing. The
thing was he slapped somebody and won.
The same thing. The whole I'm boycotting the white academy, and the first thing you do is apologize to the white man. You ain't apologize to that brother you slapped. And 24 hours later, you done gave a whole.
Did you expect him to apologize to Chris immediately?
Absolutely. You should have called him out there and apologized. You slapped that man on stage. You should have called that man on stage and apologized.
So you don't think Chris should have apologized to Jada?
No, but they could have all had that moment right on stage.
No.
Because everybody's babying Chris. I'm not.
No, I mean, how did baby? He took a slap like a man and kept it moving professional.
Everybody, when I say babying this man, they're just like.
He's a mighty man. It would have been me.
It's okay, man. You man, listen, you good, man. Chris a good boy. He should. Man, he held his own. That's like.
But realistically speaking, I'm going to give Chris his props because a lot of men, because I don't think y'all asses would have sat there and got slapped and not did nothing.
As soon as I would have seen his arm go back, I would have
exactly.
dipped it.
So I'm going to give Chris. I don't think people, not enough. Even the therapist probably would this. I'm not even gonna lie. So not enough people are talking about. Absolutely. It's just a natural reaction. So for Chris to, absolutely.
You would have just dipped it. Would you have slapped her back?
You goddamn right. I would have slapped her back, and that would have been like just a reaction. Is what it is.
You would have connected.
Hopefully. but focus. But I feel like Chris is a mighty man, and not enough people are talking about the fact that he was able to still be professional and not press charges. I read an article today that he was like, they were kind of pressuring him to do it. He's like, nah, like we not gonna make it worse.
Who's the they?
I don't know, police.
White people.
Maybe.
White people. We don't know white people.
It could be some black officers there too. We don't know.
The officers.
They white too.
They're about to say they.
So Will should have apologized to the white academy. The hell? So we gonna talk about white people? This ain't about white people. Here's my thing.
His PR told him to do that. I guarantee you, if his PR ain't say nothing,
I don't care if he did it.
He wouldn't have did that.
He apologized to the Williams family too.
As he should.
Yeah.
I don't care if he did that at Source Awards. I feel like, I'm not on that take of like, oh, we should conduct ourselves around white people because white people done stormed the Capitol, so I don't care about that.
That's a great point.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't care about that. I don't think it is a ghetto ass Source Award, BET was, I don't give a damn. The fact is, I just felt like, well, this was your night. You finally got an Oscar. Let's focus on that. Jada, protect your man. You embarrassed him enough. At the least you could have did and said, baby, it's okay. This ain't about me right now, love. This is about you. We will deal with it later. But she sat her ass there. She never protects her man. Like,
I don't think she know how. Unless it's
man.
Tupac.
I don't know. I don't see the situation the same way,
Would you let you think if you had like your lady let you walk up there and slap a man and she wouldn't intervene at all?
After she just got disrespected and I'm walking up there for her.
That ain't no damn disrespect. But in my opinion, I don't look at that.
So this is another one of my points.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's making it personal.
I'm definitely.
You like, in my opinion, I don't think she was disrespected. She was disrespected. He felt she was disrespected. She felt she was disrespected. And
you don't slap nobody over words or the wrong person. You know better.
People get slapped over words.
You gonna slap
that's not okay.
There's a certain
white person endorsing that.
If a white person call you a nigga, what you gonna do?
I'm not gonna slap them.
Listen, there's a certain extent.
Listen, okay.
There's a certain extent to which we know. First of all violence pretty much start with words. All violence starts with words at some point. All of it.
So
people get killed.
You can't use your words back.
Listen, you can. I'm saying that there's certain things that you say to people that will invoke violence. We know that. Being from wherever I'm from Chicago. I'm from Chicago. People, one of the main ways that people incite violence, they talk about somebody's dead homie or their dead family member. They know somebody's gonna be violent. You could go to New York City. You tell somebody something like that. It's gonna. I'm saying that with all these things, you can be like, oh, it's just words, don't get violent. But then if somebody slaps somebody from that, you would understand because you know that these shits incite violence. So what I'm saying is the level of disrespect that he felt and the level of disrespect that she felt, they both felt okay with the slap. Now it could have been worse than a slap. If we're looking at it on a respect level versus a violence level, he could have been more violent. He could have punched him in the face, blacked his eye, broke his nose, busted his mouth. He could have done all of that, but he didn't. A slap was just a slap. The level of disrespect versus the level of violence was more. It was more disrespect than it was violence.
Hell no.
A slap is like one step below spitting on somebody.
You're a grown ass man. Yo, I'll tell you the disrespect for grown ass men. Spitting on somebody.
Oh no, that's just slap is
slapping
disrespect. But the what caused the slap, I didn't think warranted the slap.
But I'm saying this is why I said you gotta take the personal out of it because it's not about if you thought it warranted.
Well, no, but we're
it's about what
I'm not saying.
And knowing the backstory, that's why I was like,
no. But what we're saying is we're just having our take on what we could have done because we can't speak.
I wasn't having a take on what I could have done.
But that's our like take. I mean, we know whatever they did, Will did. He did what he did. He chose what he did.
That's what I was saying. I felt like it was other stuff he could have also done. But I feel like that sufficed too. Looking at the whole picture. I'm taking myself out of it. I'm looking at Will, all the shit he's going through. I'm looking at Jada, all the shit she's going through. I'm looking at the world stage that his wife just got joked on for, and I'm looking at him retaliating also on that same world
stage.
Jada
Jada 3 days ago just said, verbatim, I don't give two cracks about what people say about my bald head. I love it. What do you want, this Lizzo stuff?
That's cool.
Nah, that's not cool. Because you could be Leo. Nah,
because
then you could have ate that joke then, Jada. Which one is it?
Or she could have, or she couldn't have. I'm saying.
Can we get a dummy boy? Can we call D-Von to get the table so we can get rid of the red table? Because a lot of this, she needs to get rid of. She needs to stop embarrassing a man on the red table.
Okay, you can say that too. That doesn't warrant him not sticking nothing. They still married at the end of the day.
That's why the men say you can't. She put the streets. You shouldn't.
Her embarrassing him and him still wanting to stick up for her is his decision.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Like you
love
gotta protect your husband.
Shit
Yeah, he said love will make you do
happens.
some crazy things. That's what domestic abusers say too.
He said,
listen, I ain't gonna front.
They say that too.
In that aspect, Will was probably like, damn, I can't slap my wife, so let me just go up here and slap Chris.
And he can't slap all of us.
Saying that. We not
But
saying
that's what it was
that.
about. I'm glad you said that, Kid 6. That's what it was about. It was he feels emasculated. He wants to get his manhood back, and he got to show we as a people and his wife that don't respect his ass that he's a man.
Now, overall,
I guess.
That's my take.
Overall, though, I feel as though like
I thought it was way simpler than that.
When you really look
get
at
surprised,
Will,
man.
like when you really look at Will and what he's been through and all the jokes that's been made about him.
Whose fault is that? Start with his wife.
His wife.
Exactly.
Of course, it's Jada's fault, and of course,
Does
that mean he should have just let that man joke on her? Right?
Nah,
that's the point that
I don't want to hear nobody else talking about it. Just I really don't want to hear that.
But I also think too that it's a lot of frustration built up.
It is.
I'm pretty sure it's
that's
like
displaced anger. You don't take it out on Chris Rock. That's not right.
I mean,
we acting like he just snapped on Chris for no reason.
But I'm also feeling like it is a lot to
Chris
do what
did say
you
something
gotta
about his
understand,
wife.
and you gotta see the range of emotions. We therapists call it very labile. He went from happy and laughing to anger to aggression to crying. This guy he got something going on with him. It's bad. It's more than a joke, y'all.
But you also have to
he wasn't crying about that. He won a freaking Oscar.
Nah, he said in his speech he wasn't crying about that. And he wasn't. He spoke about everything we talking about. He was saying how.
He did, but he also spoke about his Oscar.
We didn't give a damn about that Oscar. I'm
Did
telling
you
he
hear
said
the
that.
whole
He did.
thing?
Chris.
We don't speak French.
No, Will Smith.
Will, shout out to you, bro. You held it
No,
down.
pull up the thing. He said, I'm not crying about we winning the Oscar. He said that.
But and then he explained what he was crying about.
I'm the protector, and I played this, and love make you do crazy things, and all this other crap that he said. And I'm like,
But
no, we need to take accountability, bro.
If the Oscars are really looking into trying to take away his Oscar because of that,
because he should have
they're
said that.
corny. Because
I don't think they should take his Oscar.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody gonna do that. We don't even. Nobody's gonna take his Oscar.
You don't think
They're not. They're just gonna suspend him from the academy and stuff.
Even if they suspend him from the
they
academy.
can't take to the academy. I don't
He won.
Oscars an earned award.
Suspend me.
That's like the
Oh my
NCAA trying to take back a championship that somebody won. They still won it. I don't give a fuck what you take. That's like the NCAA taking Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush is still a Heisman Trophy winner.
Heisman Trophy winner.
USC still national champs the year that he played. So
okay, here's the thing. I seen them post they about to do another red table. I'm gonna need them.
I did see that too.
You seen that?
I've seen. I didn't see it from them.
I just have to say it might be a rumor. Cause I seen on Vlad. That's why I seen the post from my own. No, it's true. Jada and Will seriously need to unplug. I need the Smiths to unplug. I don't want to see no red table. They don't need to dress nothing. Just unplug. And Jada, it's the season. This is the season for healing. I'm here for you. You ain't had nothing else to say.
I feel like it's more so. I feel like it's more so Jada needs to unplug. And when you really look at,
But Will need to unplug. They both need to unplug because ain't nobody asked to be a part of the red table. Jada brought her ass and took the table with her and brought everybody in. It's hers.
Right. So
she need to take.
Let's put Will to the side.
But Will is also, you know, I guess supporting his wife as he should, but he ain't expected to be embarrassed on the red table either.
That's why, to his point, he's saying Jada needs to.
I'm just saying unplug because I know a lot of the jokes and memes and things are getting to him, and he needs to just take a step back. Take a step back, Will. We get it. Like, it's a lot. And social media can be heavy.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's why I understand slap, man. These celebrities go through shit we don't go through.
We don't do. Chris don't deserve a slap because we joking on him and his for the streets wife.
Listen,
the hell?
The celebs really go through everything that us regular folks.
Okay, well we need to stop joking on them then. How about that?
Ooh.
Cause we contribute to the celebrity meltdowns.
Okay, cool. I agree with that too.
Okay.
That's true.
I agree with that too.
That's
I'm just saying. In the meantime, anybody could have got slapped. You know what I mean? Because I mean,
it's not fair.
For us to
it's
stop
not
joking
right.
on them, that's
It's
a
not
future.
right.
That's future tense. We would have to be like, okay, from this moment on, niggas ain't going to joke, and then whatever. We talking about the
It's
shit
not
that's
right.
already happened for the last
I don't
however
understand.
many years. We know niggas been joking. We've been saying a whole bunch of shit about them. We know how, as a regular person, stuff not even on that level can affect you in the
Look,
greatest
man.
sense. And these niggas are world stars. Will Smith is a world star.
Well, comedians
So
say y'all better
seeing
try it with me. Y'all better try it with me. Already had some
Cool.
comedians in New York City like.
And right, and they probably
Shit.
never be. And this
They
is why.
BBC
This
don't
is
fly.
why. This is why when I was even thinking about what happened about the situation, I had to detach a lot of shit on it because it's a very specific situation. It's not a lot of comedians that could have been in the position of Chris Rock for us to be like, oh, well, such and such would have did it. What would have? It's not a
But
lot
you
that
know
could
what
have been
though?
in this
But now
position.
people, it
So
is
we
a
gotta
great
look
question to ask. Like now people feel like because you say a joke, somebody walk on stage.
I mean,
After
but
the
that's
DC young Friday
but that
movie,
and
I
this
saw.
is why I'm saying I'm detaching away from that too, because all of these hypotheticals don't mean anything, because the chances of a lot of shit that people saying can be a thing is low. Like I just said, it's not a lot of comedians that will get a chance to host the Oscars.
Right.
It's not a lot of those. So out of the ones that maybe would get that chance, it's not a lot of them that might even say stuff that's.
But not even
offensive
celebrity.
to
You
certain
talking about
people.
like round the way like
I mean,
comedians and people are.
But them
like
niggas, that shit is beside the point, because I'm talking about some shit that happened at the Oscars. It's
I
very
think
few
people are
events.
sending that as a
It's
message.
very few events in the world that are as big as the Oscars. That might be the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that might be the biggest.
Let me tell you, man. Don't be on here with your ass on the chest
It's
now.
about that.
People
It's
die
about
for road
that.
rage.
This is
Okay?
what I'm
People
saying.
shooting, people be slapping a man, then
That's
just walk away
why
like
I was
Will.
saying. That's why I was saying.
Okay.
I've seen worse happen from smaller shits. You are on the world stage talking about this man's wife, something that she's very sensitive about, something that you understand she's very
Did Chris
sensitive
Rock
about.
joke with somebody else's wife and then prior to Jada and she
He
laughed?
probably
It's
did.
20,
It's a whole bunch of
it's
shit.
20, I don't
It's a
know.
bunch of this, and the other part about that I was detaching away from is me adding how I would feel about it, or how other people think they might have felt about it, because it's not about us. It's about Jada and Will.
Yeah.
However Jada feels about it is how Jada feels about it. Do you take the risk of maybe somebody slapping the shit out of you by making certain jokes about people? Yes, you take that risk. Do you think it might happen at the Oscars? Anything can
But
happen.
we're
at the
also
Oscars.
entitled to
If
say
you
what we
disrespect
think
somebody in a
is right
certain
or
kind of
wrong.
way, if you disrespect somebody in a certain kind of way on the world stage of the Oscars, that is very, very big. That is a very big stage to disrespect somebody, whether it's joking or not, whether he knowing that. And this is why I was like, I understand both sides. Chris didn't know. That's why I was like, for Chris Rock specifically, I think if Will would have just sat there and been like, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth, I think that would have got the point across too. But I'm not totally. It's like one of them situations when people be like, don't ask permission, ask forgiveness. You react and then after the fact be like, they can both talk and be like, I didn't know your wife was going through all of this. I didn't know that this would have been that
That could have
sensitive
happened
of a joke.
behind the stage. I mean,
Even
Ain't nobody
listen,
wasn't trying
a
to
lot
behind the
of
stage.
behind the stage
Well,
doesn't
it's
matter.
funny to-
Behind the scenes
funny to
doesn't
So
matter.
now he pointed to you because he did that.
And then Jada for I don't
Listen,
like one.
behind the
He's
scenes
funny
don't
and-
matter when you talking about somebody on the world stage. You talk about them on the world stage, you don't squash them. That's like beating somebody ass in public and
Like
apologizing.
Shannon Sharp
Right.
said, he
Right.
said he would have came about that tux, and I
Right.
want
And Shannon Sharp would never be in that predicament. So he can give that opinion. We can be like, okay, cool, Shay. Thumbs up. And then keep it pushing.
I mean,
That's why
what
I'm
we're
saying.
speaking on
That's
it.
why I'm saying. I understand that too, but I'm saying to keep it what it is, to keep us in the realm of what we're talking about. Chris Rock specifically is a person that would have made the type of joke. It's a lot of other comedians that wouldn't have even made that joke, and it's a lot of people that would have slapped or wouldn't have slapped. A lot of the people that he wouldn't have slapped wouldn't have made that joke also.
50
Right,
would've
but
made
keeping
that
it 50 also wouldn't be up at the fucking
Yeah, he
Oscars.
wouldn't either.
And niggas know that. That's why I'm saying, like, you know, to make certain types of jokes.
Not hosting
People ain't listen. I've seen people get hit for worse. You don't know how jokes affect people till after the film.
But really, what we are talking about, because everybody has an opinion of was it okay or not. That is what we're talking about, and I feel like it wasn't okay.
I feel like there's several ways to. It's always more than one way to deal with the situation. I feel like the slap is one of the ways. I feel like if you would have punched him, then that would have been going too far. But the slap.
No, punch isn't okay, but a slap is. It's so disrespectful.
A punch is worse than a slap.
Do you know how disrespectful is a
That's
slap,
why.
man?
That was my point earlier. That's
I agree. I agree with that.
The joke in Will's eyes was just as disrespectful.
And I
as the slap.
disagree with that part, but I agree with what you said about
And
the
I'm
slap.
saying you can't disagree with that part
Slap,
because
but
we're
Charlie
not.
Murphy
Will
said
and
you
Jada.
don't never slap a man. Somebody got to
And
know.
he did it as a joke. The nigga Rick James slapped Charlie as a joke. It
And
wasn't like
Charlie slapped the shit out of him, and I understand why he did it.
And niggas understand why it was a slap for a slap, and that's why I'm saying. That's why I said the level of violence for the slap is lower than the level of disrespect for the slap. The level of disrespect, Will felt like it was equivalent.
I'm glad you
Everybody
said
was like, he could have said something to him.
goofy out there.
Everybody was like, that nigga don't look like a goofy.
He absolutely doesn't. In my eyes, like I said, in my eyes, I agree with
The
that.
nigga Will,
Now he
level
looks
of
like a
disrespect.
goofy. Did he look like a goofy beforehand?
I had you know what? I can't even truly fully blame Will because I really, like I said, as I talked to the men, I understood the men's perspective with Jada, and it made me look like y'all right. So I can't really give Will too much heat. I just feel like he's a little too old and too seasoned to have done that.
It's his
But he is out here looking crazy because of her.
Yes, Shorty making him look bad.
And like I'm saying, so we talk about this protection, but we not protecting our kings either. Because we endorsing this. Like I said, I would have never had my husband embarrass himself, embarrass me, or our family. And vice versa, I would never have done that. And no, she didn't console her, man. She don't love him.
And listen, respect, protect, love.
The black woman and men.
That's cool.
And the men.
But Jada ain't slapped nobody Will there, so
On her behalf.
He protected this black woman.
She needs to protect him.
That's cool, but that's all
She
like
had entanglement in their whole house.
that's neither here nor there.
God,
If you listen to what Will and Jada said about that shit. They both always say they have never cheated on each other.
You believe that?
Do I believe Will and Jada saying that they've never
No.
cheated on each other?
They're gonna say what they're gonna say, but I don't believe that.
How you don't believe that and they saying it?
Just like he said, Will probably got someone. I feel like they sleep in the same bed, sleep in different beds. She don't love that man.
But we not
If
there.
it's an open marriage, you cannot.
They
That's my
never
point.
admitted
That's my
to an
point.
open
That's my
marriage.
point.
They just said they
don't-
were separated. They never admitted to
But
open
they
marriage.
have admitted that neither of them has ever cheated on each other.
So y'all,
So if we
things
know
was
about
done in
relationship,
separation.
if we know about
So how you-
entanglements, and they're like, that's not
How
cheating
you
because
what?
I knew. The issue, remember the issue with
What's
August
the
Alsina wasn't that it happened, it was that it happened publicly.
Right.
Will was mad at Jada because he's like, yo, essentially he's like, we do shit like this,
So
but we don't let
pause.
it hit the
Let me
public.
pause you, see,
Because
because he
this
said,
type of
no.
shit happens.
If she was separated, why, when that same table, Will said, I'm gonna get you back.
Because he's gonna get her back.
For what? They separated.
Listen to what I just said. It's not about them being separated or not. It's about the fact that what happened hit the public.
So he'll get her back to the hit the public.
Yes, that's why
Nah,
I was
she
saying.
for the street.
To go to what Aaron just
They-
said, they
Nah.
have an open marriage. It's shit.
They
I'm
never
sure Will
admitted
does
to
his
that, you
thing.
guys.
I just said they admitted to never
It's been
cheating
an
on
open
each
marriage
other.
since the 90s that's been
They-
out there. And they never
They don't have to be like we have an open
Their
marriage.
marriage is
If we
cheating.
know about entanglements and shit that they have, and they like, we know y'all know about it, but that's not cheating. Then what does that mean?
She should have had him in. What? Say it again.
If they both say
Uh-huh.
we have never committed infidelity to each other,
Okay.
and we know because of Jada that she's had entanglements, because those are her words that they made famous. How are we still calling that infidelity? How are we still saying that?
Because some people believe even through separation, because you're not divorced, you shouldn't be doing anything.
It's
That's
not
people's
about.
problem.
It's not about
That's
some
some
people.
people.
It's
No, that's
about Will and Jada.
But that's
If
what
they
makes
have
the
an
question,
open, if Will and Jada have an open,
You gotta talk to people because that's what I'm just saying. What the people say.
I'm
They say
talking
even if you're
fuck the
separated, you
people.
should not be doing nothing.
Fuck the people.
That's
I'm
just
talking
why
about
you-
Will and they
you
have an
wanna
open
threesome in
marriage.
a marriage.
They
Some
have an
people
open
don't even
marriage.
feel like once you sign the papers and you officially
Listen,
divorced, you don't need
them
to be
and
doing
thinking
nothing.
that whatever they're thinking about,
So that's
their
why I
own
say it's
shit.
infidelity.
No, fuck them and what they thinking. I'm talking about Will and Jada. Will and Jada are like, we do this, so therefore this isn't infidelity. So for me to be like, yes it is, how the fuck I'm gonna say that?
Because you have an opinion. I mean, it's not what just because a celebrity say something don't mean you can't take on it because them niggas they said it okay, but people think they just feel it.
How I'm gonna tell them, yeah, you are cheating on him, man? And he like, no, I'm not. And she said, no, you're not. And it's literally about
I
them.
get what you're saying. I understand.
But that's the point, though. That's why I'm saying for people to still be like that and they giving their opinion. I know you don't feel like
I don't know
wrong,
why. I didn't
but
understand why that's the case, and I didn't understand. I don't think Will said, "I'm gonna get you back because you outed this," because he agreed to be on the table.
No, because it was already out there.
He didn't have to come. So we
it's
said,
not about him having to come.
I need to watch that interview again because I recall Will said, "I'm gonna get you back because of what she did."
I think you're missing my point. We know that they have an open marriage, even if they've never explicitly said, "Hey, Jada and I have an open marriage. Will and I have an open marriage." They explicitly did say, "We've never committed infidelity to each other, but we do know about them having relations outside of their marriage."
Yeah.
So that must mean that it's okay for them to do
What do
that.
you call that?
We call that an open marriage.
What the fuck?
It's called an open
But
marriage.
they just said they don't have no open marriage, right?
No, who said they don't have an
They
open marriage?
denied they never admitted to having open marriage, y'all.
Let me repeat myself. They don't have to explicitly say that they have an open
But
marriage.
their actions
Their
suggest
actions
that.
suggest that they do have an open marriage,
Okay.
and they have explicitly said, "We have never committed infidelity to each other."
So here's the pause. This is how I look at it. You guys.
I want you to look at how they look at it.
I'm hearing
Can you
you.
do that?
No, I can't. I'm hearing what you're saying, but they're saying we don't have an open marriage, but they're actually doing.
They're not saying we don't have an
I've
open
never
marriage.
heard them say they don't
They
have.
never- That's what I'm saying.
I'm telling y'all this.
When did they say they don't have it?
They've
You
never
saying
admitted
that-
to
you
that.
saying
Never
that they-
admitted and not in.
Thank you.
disclaiming
That's what I'm
two
saying.
different things.
It's the difference
So
between
it's-
saying we don't have an open marriage and them never saying we do have an open
They
marriage.
openly denied on several occasions they don't have an open marriage. They never admitted to it.
They've also said that we have never committed infidelity, even after the oath are
to
sealed.
that point, I'm saying it has nothing to do with the open marriage. They were separated when they had their different relations. Is what I'm saying.
And to that point, I'm saying the reason why Will was upset is because this shit went viral over the world.
Yeah.
The world knew
So you
about
want to
some
get your girl
private
back
shit.
because it went viral?
The world,
I
and
gotta
this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm
that's what you
saying.
gotta do.
They
You
do
just
this.
listen to
They
it.
do this shit. They do this shit.
I see when he said, "I'm gonna get you back."
Because even when he
what
said,
happened.
"I'm gonna get you back," she was just like, "Yeah, I know."
Essentially, what works
You
for
remember that
them
part?
doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah.
It works for them. It's about.
But
That's why I
I'm
keep saying
explaining
it's
what I'm
about
explaining
works
to
for them.
y'all.
It's
is
about
that
them.
People, okay, because you asked the question about how we saying it, and I think it's just people's different beliefs. People feel
That's
like
why I'm
even
telling
if
people
you
to take their beliefs
separated.
out of it.
Right.
When you add your beliefs
Okay,
out,
but you
it's
know
not
what?
your
Because how
beliefs.
we do know is that should be embarrassing man.
Make it-
Because I would
make it
never say
different.
that I
That's
sexually
all.
don't satisfy my husband.
And
in
that's
public.
all. So,
Okay.
you know, Will out here getting embarrassed.
That's what I'm saying.
Will had to slap somebody.
They still
Will
married.
won an Oscar.
Can you
Shout
slap
out to
her?
you.
No, I'm sorry.
They still married. They still
slap
listen,
her.
Let's look at the
We
positive.
need somebody.
We know she didn't embarrass me. Look at the positive.
All right.
They're still married. They still love each other. That is very important. So for him to get up there and feel like he had to defend his wife because somebody made a joke about some shit she's sensitive about, we can't be mad at him.
I ain't mad at him. I just think he did
And
different.
I understand how you feel like, because a lot of people feel like the slap is violence and whatever. That's why I said I had to take a step back and look at myself, because I come from a different world than a lot of people. So a slap ain't really that much to me. Like, it could have been. I've seen much worse happen, or
And I
much
heard
worse
much
happen.
worse strokes too.
We know the spectrum. That's what I'm saying. We know the spectrum. That's why the slap. I was just like, all right, the slap happened, and it was followed. I felt like it was retribution. I felt like that was like an eye for an eye.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they was equivalent. You just embarrassed his wife out of nowhere on the world stage. She was
Such
offended
a
by it.
bum-bum, I swear.
The husband got up there, defended
said
him,
it.
cool, and then you kept it pushing. I felt like it was an eye for an eye. Some people felt like the slap was too much. Cool, you can feel like that.
Yeah, everybody's going. You have split sides, and that's
I
fine.
ain't watching
If
that
you
shit.
feel as though Will was
We know.
right, cool. If
We
he
know.
was wrong, cool. At the end of the day, I feel like a week from now, 2 weeks from now, nobody's not gonna be talking.
Nobody
about
was
it.
talking about that lame
It's-
joke either. The
like
past like
everybody-
fart in the wind, like I said.
Nobody hasn't even been talking about the
About
joke.
us.
But-
That's the whole right. We only brought attention to it because it's slap.
So I mean, end of the day, you know what, Will,
Alright.
you did what you did to defend your wife. Cool. Chris Rock, I'm pretty sure you'll know moving forward
Don't come
not
over
to
it.
make certain
About
jokes about folks, especially the Smith family, and that's
And
it.
Jada texts
Okay.
tweets. That's how we do. Jada.
Jada funny, because niggas was like, well, you ain't do all of this in a Karate Kid.
Yeah. I ain't gonna front.
Hey,
No,
what's
see,
clowning him?
I ain't gonna front. Shout out to Black Twitter, man, because you know what? If anybody says anything wrong, if you can, I'm telling you, people was pulling out shit on. Damn, yo, Zoe, you fine, but I hate it had to be you.
Oh, yeah, they letting Zoe
I hate it had to be you, Zoe. I hate it had to be you, but
she's a very pretty woman, I must say. Yes.
I ain't gonna front.
She's a pretty woman.
But Leah, I don't know. You might be next. You might want to go back on your Facebook page and figure out if you posted anything, because this is gonna be on your ass.
I was on people ask, but a lot of people. I mean, everybody had different opinions about it. I ain't posting it on personally on my page, but I definitely had my
Yeah,
viewpoints.
but because people going.
I was agreeing with the men. A lot of men who had a lot to say, and I was like, wow, I agree with the men.
Listen, I was the main thing that I was doing. I had to scroll past a lot of shit people were saying.
The men said she is for the streets. You can't defend the chicks. It's for the streets, okay?
That is that man's
He
wife.
for the streets too.
That's what I'm. That's the point. That
He
I'm
just
making.
quiet. He just quiet. with it.
That's why that was my whole point. That's why I'm like, I'm
quiet
looking
with
at it
it.
from the lens of them two. I'm like,
Mhm.
forget how I feel about what I would do, because it ain't about me and what I would do. It's about them and what they would do. And looking at it from their lens, I get it. And literally the slap meant a whole lot more to a whole lot of people than me. I was just like, damn, niggas get slapped every day.
That's a.
We see niggas slapped every day for stuff less than that, whatever. I get it. Keep pushing. After that, I was just like,
Will gotta
damn,
catch
Will
it.
wanna. I really started focusing on
He
Will.
has to.
Where you
Like,
gonna fetch it from?
Listen,
I
if Chris Rock wanted to shoot the film with it, I would understand that too.
Dude,
I think Will will understand. I think they both are. They I mean, listen, they wanted to shoot the film in private and public. However they wanted to do it, I get it. I'm with all of that. I got two more things. I got two more things to say real quick. Cause I gotta just throw these two in there.
Okay.
One of them was they brought back an old clip of Chris Rock saying he has nonverbal learning disorder.
I saw that.
Which is you know, for the Mixxeners out there that might not know what that is. It's when you have difficulty processing and even recognizing social cues. Like, you know how we can sit at the table, and if the therapist isn't having a good day or something, I could probably see it in her face or how she's talking, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Rock doesn't really pick up on stuff like that. This was after the fact, because people was just like, damn, if y'all see his reaction after he got slapped, he was really processing, like, he was kind of, I'm sure he was humiliated. I'm sure he was humiliated, but I'm also sure he was probably like, well, what the fuck just happened? Why did this happen? He's probably thinking like, what did I do wrong? And people was like, from us, we seen Jada roll our eyes, whatever. We was just like, he probably couldn't pick up on that. We can, that's one of the things that, like I said, you don't ask permission, you ask forgiveness. He didn't know that, she didn't know that, whatever. And then the other part about it is, I gotta just bring this shit up. I gotta bring this up. I didn't want to. And I don't even want to give it that much energy because it's one of those things y'all gonna roll your eyes at. But one of the sponsors for the Oscars, right, was Pfizer.
Yeah.
We
didn't know this.
Pfizer. Pfizer is one of the sponsors for the Oscars. They the ones that created the COVID-19, one of the COVID-19 vaccinations. They also have a new medicine that is coming out soon. It has a name to it. It's coming out soon, if I'm not mistaken, like either this month or April or sometime after that, but soon. Guess what this new medicine treats? Just guess.
Aggression?
No.
PTSD? I don't know. Something traumatic? I don't know. Were we referencing to the Oscars?
Yes. Alopecia. So for all the people that was saying it was staged, they're looking at that like, told you, I fucking told you, it's a stage. And I'm like, that could be coincidence. Either way, it made me mad because I'm like, they literally dropped the article on March 26th of this year talking about this new medicine that treats stuff and it also treats alopecia. And the Oscars was
some
March
people
27th.
know, like, first of all, some people know that some alopecia can be male pattern baldness is a form of alopecia.
Yeah, this medicine
we
treats
make
that.
fun of men for that.
Yeah, that was one of the things that people was.
You do.
Some people
specifically.
No.
You
What
talking
I
about
say,
KD.
I say KD just need to brush his hair. Is what I say, or
He
cut
looked like
it.
he got a little bit of bald.
I say he needs to keep his appearance
Look at his face.
up.
Look at his face.
But don't do that, see, because I be saying
What
that
you
he
say?
needs
What you
to.
say?
I
You
just
listen
say
to
he
him?
needs
What
to.
you say about LeBron? Because you be talking about LeBron too.
LeBron, I said The Rock, all of them are sexy bald men. He just needs to go bald. But I'm not gonna laugh at him because he has to go bald.
But you be laughing at him.
I know, I don't laugh at I laugh at KD because he be looking homeless. I don't like it. But anyway, alopecia is a very I had experience with it briefly, like losing hair, passion too. Like
she said
briefly.
we were supposed to take over. I called her bumpy. She put that right. You supposed to be like, we don't believe you. You need more people. We don't believe you. You need more people.
I definitely did
that was the point that people was bringing up too, because they was like, damn, it's that crazy to talk about women's hair, but men get made. Hell, Will Smith used to make fun of Uncle Phil for being bald all the
He
time.
said, they actually, people love to pull up old receipts.
They was
And
pulling
he pulled up one, I don't know if he was on the City on Heart show,
He was
somebody,
talking about the drummer, buffing his head,
the bald guy,
buffing his
saying it was just a joke, Will. Well, it's just a joke that your bald headed wife that I don't like no more. I don't like this. I just need him to sit the hell down.
So, Mixxeners, I myself, Kid 6, I personally don't care. Shout out to Will for winning the Oscar and becoming
we still have to give
the
him
fourth or
congratulations.
fifth black male to win an Oscar.
And shout out to Questlove.
Shout out to Questlove.
Who was the guy who produced the Oscars? He actually William something. I don't want to get his name wrong, but he's also African American who produced the Oscars. And Samuel Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Shout out to Sam L. Jackson.
I seen this dude that looked like Sam Jackson.
Damn.
At work.
Yeah.
I was coming out of the bathroom and he was like knocking on the door as I was walking out. He was like, "Oh, pardon me, like my bad." And I was like, "It's all good, Sam Jackson, Samuel L. Jackson." I be having to catch myself.
I
Man.
would love that we could talk more about that.
Him looking like Sam Jackson, because we can talk about it. He looked like the Sam Jackson from the commercial with Spike Lee and Charles Barkley. Because it's different versions of Sam.
Oh man.
Them all winning Oscars.
Yeah,
But everybody has their own opinions. And I ain't talking about this no more because it's very
That's a fact. After this, it's done.
it's done.
We're done.
We are done.
We're done.
Mm-hmm.
So Mixxeners, we appreciate y'all getting in the mix with us for part 1 of this week's episode. It's your big dog K6, Chi-Town's finest girl to your dig, your girl Leah, aka the therapist. We're gonna slap y'all in the process with another episode, so don't go anywhere, man, because we got y'all. That's a whole fact. We laying the smack down.
Max, and the Max, and the